Hello Capricorn! Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using Gilded Tarot Royale, if that focuses, by Ciro Marchetti, text by Barbara Moore. Website is llewellyn.com. There's also Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram information if you're interested, of course. Supportive oracle cards are Spellcasting Oracle cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. Feel free to freeze frame on that if you want the spellings of their full names. There's also websites in the back. I notice She Who Is Art all the time, but there's a couple others. Feel free to freeze frame and check out whatever you'd like to check out, of course. Okay. What do we have for Capricorn? This card was pushing out of the bottom. The Two of Wands, which is a fire card, can be very random. Card that came out of the bottom of this deck, the Oracle deck, is the Home card. So what I'm getting is like this could be a quick decision that's definitely affecting your foundation. So this could be like a job, like if this is a job, especially if you had it for years, or if this is a job where, you know, I feel like the job that I have is very special and I can't, like, for some reason I don't feel like I can easily make this type of money at a different job, something like that. Like I'm very, like, connected here. Something like that. Could be literally your home. Could be a relationship of some sort. Doesn't have to be romantic, but it could be like any very long-term, stable relationship. Could be something like that. A quick decision coming in about that type of foundation, which is not usually very okay. It's not, you're not going to like that. You're just not. I mean, why am I trying to sugarcoat it? You know you're not going to like it. I probably got not even halfway through that and you're already like, I don't like that. I mean, if this is hitting, that's the Capricorn energy. Like, we don't want quick decisions, especially about foundation things. Something where I built my life around my job, or I built my life around my home, or I built my life around this relationship, be it romantic or otherwise, and now there's quick decisions being made about that. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I can't see how you would. The Capricorn energy that I'm used to anyway, I don't, it's like, it's already like freaking me out a little. I don't know, I'm really connecting to this energy and I'm like, I'm not okay with it. I'm also trying to get to the bottom of it really fast. I feel like this is whatever this is, I mean, I feel like this is obvious, but you're very connected to it. It means a lot to you. It very much means a lot to you. You're trying to get into there real quick. You're trying to find answers real fast. Kind of like, I don't really want to make a quick change, so what I'm gonna do instead to kind of try to counteract that is I'm gonna make a quick move to get information. I'm gonna try to grab information fast. I'm gonna try to really solidify it, back it up, make sure it's true. If I can find the truth, if I can find better information, I don't want to have to make a decision. But if I have to, at least I need as much information as I can, as quickly as I possibly can. Do I like doing it that way? No. But if I have to make a quick decision, I want to be as informed as I can be. The energy is really kind of like, it's unstable. I don't like, it's unstable. I don't feel like I need to keep saying it. I don't like it, because clearly, if this reading is hitting, I'm like, that's not news. That is not news. I'm trying to stagnate it for a minute. I'm trying to stagnate it. Like, if I can stagnate it for a year, I would, but that's nowhere near an option. This is kind of like the best analogy, and I don't even like this analogy, but this is what I'm getting. This is like a kid who crawled onto the roof. That is never, I don't see that ever being okay. Like we're going to say like a 5-6-year-old crawled up, got up to the roof somehow, and you're like, no, that's a no, that's a no, that's a no. And the way I'm trying to buy time, like if I can kind of like keep them up there till somebody can get up there, or till I can get up there so I can grab them and get them down to safety. So I'm trying to distract them and keep their attention, just try to keep them up there as long as I can, to keep them from like possibly having a problem. Just trying to get them to stay still, and it's like one of those kids that are not afraid of heights, so they're running around this roof, and you're like, oh my god, they could fall off, and that would be horrible, and who knows how many ways. So it's kind of like I'm trying to control the situation, but I'm like, I need to make a decision. I need to do something. Either I have to get up there, or somebody else has to get up there and grab them. And maybe you're the person who's like, heights are not your thing, like your knees go to jelly. So it's kind of like, I don't know if I can even do it, but I know if I have to do it, then I have to do it, and I'm just going to have to make it work. So I'm trying to make a quick decision. It's that type of analogy. Like, this is that type of don't like it. Doesn't mean that's happening, but that's the type of I don't like it. Like, this is not okay. But something needs to be done. And Capricorn is taking on this responsibility. Like, I need to make a quick decision. It needs to be made now. I'm trying to distract it so I can think better, so I can get a thought, or so I get some help here. But I'm not going to have a long period. So the faster I get that kid safely off the roof, the better my life will be. And it's kind of like, this could end really well or really disastrous. I don't really see very many halfway points on this, or midway negotiations. You are very connected to this. This is really, the more it sinks in, I'm really trying to, like, your heart goes out to whatever's going on. Like, I need a good outcome. I'm trying to, like, really... The Empress here is kind of like, I look out for everyone. I feel like they look out for everyone. The Empress card, I feel like they look out for everyone. When the Empress is in balance, they also look out for themselves as much as everybody else. So, I feel like you're addressing, like, okay, when I get up to that height, my knees go to jelly, I'm not going to be very effective. So if I have the option to get somebody else up there, or if I have another option that could be safer, because I don't know how effective I will be if I get up on that roof, kind of like, I'm trying to, like, really think this out, because I'm like, I need to get that kid down safely and myself not get hurt in the process. And I need to, like, this needs to be as effective as possible. And I keep looking at this, and it's kind of like, I feel like it's either going to work out great, or it's going to be a complete fail. And I'm really, like, really nervous. I'm kind of like, we're either going to completely succeed, or we're going to completely fail, and I'm really, like, I hate this. I feel like the fact that this is even happening, I hate this. I hate the whole thing. Your confidence is, like, ping-ponging back and forth. It's ping-ponging back and forth. I don't know how to explain that. One minute I feel like, okay, I know what to do. The next minute I'm like, but what if it doesn't work? And I keep going back and forth, and I'm like, I have to do something. And I'm like, that'll work. And I'm like, then I start going, I'm trying to, like, figure out how I'm going to make that happen. I'm like, but what if it doesn't? I'm so in a weird place with this. This is hard. This one's difficult. I feel like, this one, if you're going through this, if this happens, this gets really hard. Like, that feels really hard. Okay, so how can we stabilize this for Capricorn realistically? So if it hasn't happened yet, and this happens fairly soon, how can this stabilize for Capricorn? Woo. So, the Three of Pentacles, keep working, choose a direction, and just keep going. Choose a direction and just stick with it. You're good at that. That's like a Capricorn strength. But usually there's more thought behind. When Capricorn chooses something, there's something behind it, right? That to me, that's normal Capricorn. Like, this is the choice I made. I'm going to execute this. But there's like a foundation. There's all this stuff you've thought of and probably planned out before you made that decision. So, like, once you make the decision, you know you have the confidence to keep going, because, like, no, I know, I did the research. I know where this is going. I just got to state the plan. Why this is, like, ping-ponging, there's no foundation. I don't have any foundation, and I hate it. I'm just going to keep saying that the whole reading, apparently. Choose a direction, stick with that one direction through to the resolution. And the moment will come to you. You'll choose well. It may not be perfect, but it will be good. Be aware that after the fact, you're gonna see it much more differently, and you're gonna be like, well, this would have been better, or even that would have been better. It's kind of like when you look back, you'll have like 5 other options. Like, all 5 of those would have been a lot better than what I did, but the outcome is still good. the outcome is still good. Choose one and stick with it, because if you keep messing with yourself, like, it's not gonna help you. I do see healing. I do see you also beating yourself up at the end. Part of this is kind of realizing when you're stuck in a little situation, you just got to make a fly. You got to shoot from the hip. You got to shoot from the hip, and you just got to do it quick. You just got to make it, and you got to stick with it, and you just got to see it through. This type of situation is not your cup of tea, but that's how life goes, and you know that. In the moment, you did the best you could, and just sticking to something and seeing it through, that's your strong suit. So it's kind of like, that's how you're going to stabilize this. Whatever your first thought is, we want the kid off the roof. We want them off as safely as possible. So for example, if you're like, what I need to do, even though I don't do well with heights, I need to get up on that roof, get that kid, and get them down. So you just like, all right, I'm sticking with it. Here we go. I get the ladder. I get up there. I go over. I grab the kid. I get back on the ladder, crapping my pants the whole way. I was going to say crapping my butt off, but whatever. And I get back down the ladder. Okay, so everything's okay. And then afterwards I'm like, well, great. I got up there on the ladder. What if I fell off the ladder? What if I dropped the kid? What if I fell off the roof? Like, I feel like afterwards I'm thinking of all these things where that was not safe. I wasn't tied off to anything. I didn't have a safety rope. I forget what you call it. I used to work in safety, so I should know it. But like, you have to tie yourself off and you anchor yourself to something, so that way if you do slip, you don't fall all the way to the ground. I didn't have any of that. And maybe you had that available, but you just didn't use it. It's kind of like, I didn't think of any of these things. I didn't think of that. I didn't think of this. But the thing is, the situation does work out okay, is what I'm getting. But you had to make a quick decision. You just had to move, and you just had to make it fast. I keep feeling like I'm looking back, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. That could have went much worse. That could have been much, much worse. I just couldn't think, because it's not your thing to do things that quickly, to like jump at things like that for whatever the situation is. And I feel like there's going to be some of you who deal with like pop-up situations all the time. But for example, this is somebody who, like, maybe you're in the medical field and you constantly deal with medical problems all the time. And now this is like, you know, a height thing or a physical thing like that. This isn't medical. This isn't somebody who broke a bone. This isn't somebody who has the flu or somebody who's, you know, vomiting all over the place. This isn't something to move quickly on that. This is out of your normal jurisdiction, your normal wheelhouse, whatever you want to say. So it's kind of like giving yourself a break and realizing the fact that the situation worked out is where you got to go with this. If you want to replay it in your head and kind of like, all right, ideally, if I had thought of it, I would have tied myself off, I would have done this, I would have done that. Accept what you would have done and then put it to rest and be like, all right, God forbid something like this happens again. My first thing I'm remembering, safety. Remember safety, remember my safety as much as the other person's safety, and what can I do to make this as safe as possible? Because I feel like when you react to the situation, it's kind of like, it's like emergency warning, imminent problem. Like, the sooner it's taken care of, the better. Got to take stuff quickly. Got to move the stuff quickly. You don't have the luxury of like really thinking it out. So if you just put it in the back of your head, you know, a process. Maybe you got a new process in your head. Safety first. Are there safety procedures I can grab onto for this situation? Like, but give yourself a break is the thing. Let yourself heal from it. Whatever the situation is, you're going to look back and you're going to beat yourself up is what I'm worried about. The sooner you stop beating yourself up and just accept, it wasn't in my wheelhouse, but this is how it went. That if I had thought of it, this is what I would have done. And you just kind of like accept, like, that's what I would have done, but at least it worked out fine. You'll have it in the back of your head, and like, God forbid something like that happens again, you'll go through that process differently, maybe. But life throws curveballs all the time, you know how it is. So the thing is to like don't destroy yourself over it. Don't try not to anyway. Give yourself some credit and like give yourself a break is what I'm getting, if you can. Is that helpful? I hope that was helpful. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.